What the fuck's wrong? Okay. All right. Hey, everybody, and welcome back to If You Would Have Asked Me. So today we are getting pretty written. We're gonna get pretty nitty gritty with this one. This one's a very. I feel like it's a very loose term, and I'm about to make it narrow, pretty much. So in this very current moment that we are all alive and breathing and watching this video, fun is an act of rebellion, and that statement just pissed off every person who thinks that they're responsible or that prides themselves on calling themselves responsible. So this episode blends philosophy, energy, and social norms together, and it addresses the reality of why fun is an act of rebellion rather than something that should be going on. Like your parents are always like, when your parents tell you to go out and have fun, it's like it's never like it's important thing. They make it important, but they also make it seem like it's depressive because at one point you're not going to be able to have fun anymore. You can have fun your whole life. You actually can do that. It's possible. So this episode is going to address the philosophy. It's not coming out right. It's not coming out right. Philosophy, there we go, energy, social norms, and freedom. And it's not about being reckless, it's about questioning conditioning and understanding where we're, as a fucking whole, excuse me, us as a whole, questioning the conditioning that we are that we go through growing up doing 12 years of school. This is what 12 years of school does to you. And so this idea comes from fun is the greatest act of rebellion. A lot of this kind of stems from being in high school, junior high, just all you're ever told to do is sit down, listen, and do what you're told. There is no fun incorporated. And maybe there is now, but at least when I was in school, this is how it was. Fun was not an option while also being in school. So the statements, fun is the greatest act of rebellion, and joy is an act of rebellion, or just this thing that I've heard quite often, and I've thought about it for a very long time, and I've just never gathered the full thought on it. But the line sticks so hard because through our 12 years of school, we're all told, for the most part, to just sit down, listen, do what you're told. You need this so that way you can be able to function in the world. We're never told that you can find ways to enjoy doing this thing that you're doing, even though it sucks and you don't like it. That part was never added on. So fun is just an act of rebellion because it's the opposite of sitting down and doing what you're told. I mean, unless that's fun for you. And so these words kind of feel like taboo. They feel like they're something that we can't achieve. Fun is innocence and pleasure and laughter, and rebellion is disruption, defiance, and danger. So why would such good mix with such bad? Why? Whoa. So why would someone throw out a statement where so much good is mixed with so much bad? Because, like I said, fun is innocence, pleasure, and laughter, and rebellion is disruption, defiance, and danger. So if fun is so light and rebellion is so heavy, why are we now using light as an act of weight? Because we were conditioned this way. It's how they want us. It's how people want us. You're easier to digest when you're easier to manipulate. I don't mean that you're easily manipulated like fully. I just mean that when you're easily molded to what people are telling you to do, it's a lot easier for people to like you. And so now this poses the questions of, why does joy feel political? And why does fun feel irresponsible? It feels like we're doing something that we shouldn't be doing by just enjoying our lives. Why? Because so much is going on in the rest of the world. If you are holding yourself back from existing fully, then you're also holding yourself back from getting to the point where you can actually help. If you're limiting your potential, you're limiting how far you will go, and therefore those goals, those dreams that you think are so important, that you think that you're going to achieve by thinking that fun is irresponsible and holding yourself off from every aspect of yourself, is going to weigh you down more than it's going to lift you up to get to that point. You might get to that point still, but it's going to take longer. Unless you like know people and it's easy for you to get your way up. But it also poses the question of who benefits from workers who never play. Like think about that, really. Like, who benefits from you having fun? Yourself. There are no bad benefits. If you are responsible, then there should be no bad benefits of you having fun, because you also know how to be responsible. If you're in alignment, you can do both and it not be a problem. If you're trying to balance it, that's kind of why fun feels like an act of rebellion, because you're trying to throw it in the mix rather than knowing it should be in the mix. It's like when so many people are logically guided towards responsibility culture and productivity worship and emotional suppression, it's limiting. And when you feel limited and when you feel like you don't have access to something, an act of defiance, an act of rebellion normally is the solution. So if you are stuck in the realm in the world of responsibility culture and productivity worship and emotional suppression, then an act of rebellion in that would be to have fun. And sometimes when it's an act of rebellion, it goes too far because you think that you should be adding it into your life and not that it should already deserve a place. When you believe that fun and that joy and that innocence and laughter and pleasure already deserve a place in your life, you can responsibly actually enjoy your life because you know that joy is supposed to be there. Allow joy to guide your life. You don't have to be irresponsible just because you want to be happy. And so I think this thought genuinely evolved because I've seen, or wanting to talk about it on this episode, I've seen a couple of things recently that I've just talked about how joy is an act of rebellion, and I'm like, why is being happy not a good thing? Why are we romanticizing being depressed? Why is no one questioning this? They're taking actions to kind of remind people that they shouldn't be sad, but no one's saying, hey, it's okay to be fun, to have fun and enjoy your life, no matter what way that is. Obviously, don't be a criminal. I feel like it sucks that I have to say something like that because we live in a world where people will literally take a line like that and run to the freaking bricks with it. But it's just just simply enjoy your life. Enjoy the little things. You're allowed to. If you like math, enjoy math. If you enjoy being a silly, goofy goober, be a silly, goofy goober. But don't just be that when you give yourself time. Always allow yourself to be that, because why shouldn't you? What is wrong with that? Why do you have to be digestible for everybody else? Nobody else is being digestible for you. We know this. And if there are being digestible for you, then I highly doubt if they're being digestible in other areas of their life. And it's just projecting rather than literally being always. And so this thought has just been ringing in the back of my mind. Like, fun is an act of rebellion. And I'm like questioning it. I'm like, fun is an act of rebellion? This shouldn't go. Like, that's not right. Like, where does this come from? Why is this something that feels so true in our world today? And so the more I thought about it, the more it changed the meaning. So after a very long time of random waves of really thinking about this, I landed on a thought far from where I had originally assumed. Basically, I kind of thought like, oh, like we're all mad, so we're all projecting. Fun is an act of rebellion. We're projecting that we're mad by going out and being reckless. But is reckless really joy if it's for a temporary it's a temporary solution to a consistent problem that we have right now. So that can't be right. But if people were to allow themselves to experience joy in every moment of every day, obviously life gets heavy, but just allowing yourself to appreciate the beauty in life being heavy and enjoying the beauty life being heavy, you can literally enjoy being sad. Obviously not in that moment, but when you're done, appreciate it. Like, it's okay. It is okay to romanticize your life. Like, it deserves to be romanticized. I feel like our society tries to create blocks between you and what you're actually able to have through like saying, well, it's kind of off limits. No one ever really reaches that. But if you can think it in this very moment, then you can achieve it in that next one. You can literally achieve it in the next moment if you thought about it in this moment. It just depends on your determination. So like recently, for example, something that I've been doing, it's not the same with like the fun and the freedom, but I've been reminding myself every time that I notice I'm slipping up on my discipline, I remind myself, I'm like, when I'm in the gym and I like want to give up, I'm like, you're doing this for your discipline. You're not doing this for anything else but your discipline. I'm at work and something is like irritating me, coworkers and I like just aren't getting along or whatever situations just happen. And I remind myself, you're doing this for your discipline. You're not doing this to experience whatever they're putting you through. You're doing this for your discipline. So remember where you need to be disciplined in this situation. It's like reminding myself when I notice. And I don't notice all the time. I'm not perfect. No one is. But I do remind myself, like, you need to keep this in mind. Like, you need to keep this in mind. It's important. You need to keep this in mind. That same thing applies with enjoying your life and experiencing the freedom that you have. And so that's where the thought fun equals freedom comes in. So if fun is an act of rebellion, then freedom, exercising your free will, is an act of rebellion, because the reason that you're not enjoying your life is because you're allowing yourself to be suppressed by the societal boundaries that have been created for you. But society's boundaries aren't physical. There's literally nothing physically keeping you in any kind of box. You are more than welcome to change anytime that you want. And anybody who doesn't like that you've been changing can go somewhere else, because then they'll start changing and then someone won't like them and then so on and so forth. It'll be fine. Trust me. But I feel like fun and freedom is aligned with the act of rebellion because the systems rely on obedience, and responsibility is often weaponized to control people. It's like, you need to be an adult, you need to grow up. And the more that you ring this in people's heads, the more that they feel these boundaries being put up around them. And so when they experience joy and they allow themselves to just be okay in every moment of their life, it disrupts the order because it's not outer directed. Ugh. When you start to experience joy and you play and you just live and experience your free will, it disrupts the order because they're self-directed and they want to make you feel like you're boxed in when in reality there is no box. And it's hard to not feel like there isn't a box because we make things seem so black and white, knowing that there's gray, but being ignorant to it. And joy becomes radical because it's a choice. You can choose to enjoy every experience of your life. It's unproductive in capitalist eyes because you're no longer staying in their box. You could literally function the same exact way, but have a different system of going about it. And that means that you're not responsible because you have a different system, but you're still getting the same things done. That makes no sense. If we have free will, you should be able to do it your own way. So you have to remind yourself that it's so self-connected, it's so internal. Joy is so important when it comes to light, with peace. And you have to let it be and do that. And so this kind of brings me to the reason why people, like, the only thing that I can think of why people choose not to shift this energy is because of the energy field of literally everything. So obviously we all know everything's made up of atoms. So if everything's made up of atoms, atoms are made up of energy. So everything's made up of energy. Literally every single thing. Me, this computer, this little cardboard thing, this pillow, that stuffed animal, and that cat are all made up of atoms, which means we are all made out of energy. So all energy is on a field. So there's a lot of people who purposely try to keep negative energy in specific areas so that way people feel that weight. And once people start thinking they're able to actually start to transmute the weight of that negative energy into positive energy, because of how big the universe is in a whole, that negative energy will be transmuted in a completely different place that is ineffective. Because if the negative energy that's being transmuted is ineffective here and it's only just holding pressure, it'll hold pressure in a different area, and pressure in some places can be good, but in this specific area it's unneeded, and that's why it can be transmuted. And so when people literally are thinking in black and white, a lot of the time when it's so, like, when people get so stuck in I can't change it, there's nothing I can do, that negative energy just weighs. And once people start to, like, experience joy and realize that they can exercise their free will in ways that will help them open their eyes to the solutions to other problems in their life, it starts a chain reaction. The energy doesn't just stay in that one spot and change. Every person that feels their energy shift will also start shifting. Nature's natural pulls will always ensure that energy is balanced. So it's okay for people to want to change out the negativity in their life for positivity and let that negative energy just transmute to wherever it's needed. It's just going to pull to where it belongs. And so this, like, if you really need me to go into it more, it literally is, it's so insignificant for us to want to change our energy because of how much other little things are going on. Like, all energies in the universe have atmospheres, they have systems, they have individual little bodies that are functioning with each other the same way that humans do. So transmuting this energy is only going to get moved somewhere else. All you're doing is aligning. And so the negative and the positive energy are not only in the atmosphere, but in the entire universe and all the little micro universes in between it, so that you have the ability to transmute the energy. So obviously that was a little, like I said, I don't research anything. These are just things that kind of weigh in my brain, I guess. So like, feel free to like go ahead and tell me if any of this feels true right now, if it aligns with any collective heaviness that you've been feeling. You can always think of news cycles, news news cycles, politics, mental health trends that kind of align with what I'm saying. Feel free to bring it up. Just think about it, you know? And just remember that fun and joy are so needed right now for us to be able to start actually making changes the way that we've been trying to for years. You know, it comes to tying the scientific mindset into the physical reality and understanding that we need to do more shifting of negative energy into positive energy, and we need to have more fun, and we need to experience more joy, and we need to allow ourselves to actually be free and use the free will that we already have and the power that we already have. Joy, pleasure, experience life, everything that makes you just smile and light up inside attracts positive energy. And the more that you attract positive energy, the more that you will transmute negative energy out. Bringing the right energy into energy fields, or bringing the right energy into the field attracts positive energy. And you have to be able to let go of feeling like there's more that you need to do besides following your most authentic self. Because fun isn't irresponsible, and fun isn't irresponsible. Fun is restorative. It's like energetic recycling. And so negative energy is pretty much the raw material, and joy is the alchemy that you use to get positive transmission. So it's like recycling negative energy and turning it into fuel to create positive energy. And it literally can be that simple if you allow it to be. And if you just give yourself the choice of being with your most authentic self and just living, instead of letting it become a rebellion and letting it become something that is deemed bad. Let it be something that disrupts the stagnation that's going on and changes environments and influences collective fields. And so, just to run it all down in the shortest, simplest terms, fun equals freedom. Freedom is an act of rebellion because we're scared of what true freedom would bring for this earth. Genuine positivity scares people, and they will always try to run from it. So freedom equals rebellion. And rebellion equals energetic necessity, meaning that something needs to be done. People wouldn't be rebelling if things didn't need to be done. So with this, I encourage you to just play, live your life, be curious, allow yourself to rest, allow yourself to be pleasant, be happy, be pleased. It's okay. And because right now, in the world that we're living in, we do have to use our fun and our joy as an act of rebellion, because that's the shift that's going to actually make a change. Rebellion can look like healing. Rebellion can look like joy. Rebellion can look like laughing with your friends. Rebellion looks like choosing life rather than fearing it. And the next time someone tries to make you question your joy, just leave them with this. Maybe fun isn't irresponsible. Maybe it's medicine. And maybe joy is how we fight back. Okay, that's all I've got for you guys today. I really hope this episode resonated with you guys. If you have any questions, if you want me to go more into detail about anything at all, feel free to let me know. As usual, share the episode, put it on your stories, your Instagrams, your TikToks, your YouTubes, whatever the heck you want to do with it. Go ahead, get her done. Yeah, and that's all. I love you guys so much. Oh my goodness. Oh, I'm so sorry, Pickle.